Dems forced to hold vote on impeachment investigation. That is the topic of today's op-ed live. So former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, he wrote a wonderful column, a very pithy column about this whole shenanigan. What is this whole impeachment investigation about? You know, it's just a hoax. I don't think Trump is going to get impeached. It's just a narrative that the Democrats and the mainstream media wants to put out there. They want to play this whole thing next year to try to bring down Trump because they do know that Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren do not stand a chance against President Trump. So this is an opinion piece by Newt Gingrich. It's very pithy, so that's why I wanted to tell you what he wrote about. So it starts with this. Senator Lindsey Graham has created a new reality for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Let's find out what that new reality is that he's talking about. Graham has written a powerful resolution which Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell joined in co-sponsoring. Together, they have attracted 50 co-sponsors, which means with Vice President Mike Pence supporting them, they would win a vote to dismiss any phony impeachment investigation from the House. It already failed to meet a key standard of fairness, right? They're doing this whole impeachment process secretly right now. And Nancy Pelosi last night announced that she would hold a vote this Thursday. So do you get this point? The Senate, no matter what the House does, the Senate 50 plus 1, which means Vice President Pence, they would win a vote to dismiss any phony impeachment process. Okay, so that's why you see this crazy politician now, Nancy Pelosi. I just think she's crazy right now. That's why she was forced to hold vote on impeachment investigation. She didn't want to do it, remember? She didn't want to hold a vote. And she said she wouldn't. But now she is forced to do that because the Republicans on the Senate side left her no choice but to do it, okay? If you read the mainstream media, New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, you're not going to get this information. So the resolution calls on the House representatives prior to proceeding any further with its impeachment investigation into President Trump to vote to initiate a formal impeachment inquiry. Calls on the House of Representatives to provide President Trump, like every other American, with due process, okay? President Trump with due process, to include the ability to confront his accusers. So let's find out who the whistleblowers are, okay? You know, they've been talking about the whistleblower over and over again. We want to know. President Trump, at least, has a right to know who is accusing him of making an impeachable offense regarding his phone call with the Ukrainian president. Let's find out, okay? Call witnesses on his behalf, meaning Trump's behalf, and have a basic understanding of the accusations against him that would form any basis for impeachment, and calls on the House of Representatives to provide members of the minority with the ability to participate fully in all proceedings and have equal authority to issue subpoenas and other compulsory process. So did you get that? Which pretty much means, you know, President Trump has a right to know who is accusing him of impeachable offense, you know, the whistleblower. Let him come out. Why is he hiding? Why are the Democrats trying to hide him somewhere and trying to dismiss this whole whistleblower thing? They're not even mentioning it, and the mainstream media, they're not mentioning the whistleblower anymore. But we all need to find out who this individual is, because it seems like he is a never-Trumper. What President Trump did with his phone call with the Ukrainian president, there was 100%, 200% nothing wrong with it. But the Democrats, they're trying to bring down this duly elected president. They're just throwing everything on the wall and trying to find out what sticks. I don't think this will stick. So his column goes on. Faced with this new reality, Speaker Pelosi suddenly ended months of avoiding a vote on the impeachment process and announced today that the House would vote this week. So this column came last night, so this week there's going to be a vote. As a practical matter, the House Democrats had no choice but to bring the impeachment process to a vote. If you read the New York Times, Washington Post, and CNN, and any translated versions for that all over the world, It seems the narrative is, oh, the Democrats has a vote, and it's going to be such a legitimate process that Trump will not be able to handle this. If you read the NYT or WAPO, it's pretty much like that. That's a narrative. That's a fake narrative. They're putting it out there. That's why I call the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, they're all fake. LA Times too, they're all fake. It's just fake regarding the politics. It's just fake. They are just hell-bent on bringing down this duly elected president. That's all they're crazy about. They don't care about the economy. They don't care about what's going on actually in Syria. Their focus is 200% on bringing down Donald Trump. That's their ultimate goal. That's their primary goal. They don't have any other goals. Okay? And I think the American people are seeing this whole shenanigan, and they will vote accordingly next year. Okay? So as a practical matter, the House Democrats had no choice but to bring the impeachment process to a vote. They were faced with a Trump administration that refused to cooperate with a secret investigation which lacked rules and authorizations by the full House. Of course, Trump administration didn't have to accept anything, whether subpoena or whatever, because this whole secret basement investigation is not legal. Okay? It's a kangaroo court, secret-style court. A secret-style shenanigan. So, however, the next test for Speaker Pelosi and the House Democrats will concern the kind of resolution they bring on the floor. Okay, so let's see what happens with that. Okay, let's see what happens. Even the Republicans have 52 seats, 53 seats, right, on the Senate side, and also they have Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence. So there is a thick wall that the Democrats has to go through. I don't think they're going to be even able to have enough votes on the congressional side. You remember what happened in '98, right? Newt Gingrich definitely know what happened. And The Hill came out with this today, moments ago. Trump rails against impeachment inquiry as key White House witness testifies. So President Trump on Tuesday railed against the impeachment inquiry into his alleged abuse of power ahead of key testimony from a White House official that threatens to deepen the president's problems. Trump tweeted or retweeted dozens of messages denying wrongdoing, chastising Democrats for their handling of the impeachment proceedings thus far, and questioning the credibility of Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, a National Security Council official who will meet behind closed doors with lawmakers today. So I think it's actually happening right now. Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, he's known to be a never-Trumper. I don't think he wanted Trump to be president in the first place. So let's see what kind of shenanigans he's trying to pull. Because you know what? President Trump already revealed the transcript, right? The conversation between him and the Ukrainian president. So what is there more to be there, okay? Did Alexander Vindman listen to their phone calls? Does he understand Ukrainian language? I don't know what he can add more to this whole thing. Okay? That's why Trump did a great thing. I mean, he made a smart move by revealing the transcript. That was key. The Democrats and the deep state, they did not see this coming. They did not see this coming. Okay. So this is what Trump tweeted. Supposedly, according to the corrupt media, the Ukraine call concerned today's never-Trumper witness. It concerned today's never-Trumper witness, Trump tweeted. Was he on the same call that I was? Can't be possible. Please ask him to read the transcript of the call. This is a witch hunt, okay? According to the corrupt media, the Ukraine call concerned this guy. I read that transcript. It didn't concern me. The Democrats has nothing on this, and I think this whole thing is just going to go away like the Russia scandal. Nobody's talking about the Russia collusion thing, right? But I think they should, of how wrong it was. And Michael Horowitz, Inspector General Michael Horowitz, and United States District Attorney and Prosecutor John Durham, he's getting to the bottom of this. And I think there's going to be a lot of people was going to end up in handcuffs. Okay, let's check out some news headlines and Twitter feeds. Okay, Trump tweeted this: "We have declassified a picture of the wonderful dog. The name is not declassified. So wonderful dog did such a great job in capturing and killing the leader of ISIS, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi." Okay, so this dog is the one who pretty much captured Abu al-Baghdadi. Okay, but Trump didn't want to reveal his name. It's not declassified. There's a little bit of humor there. Let's move on to the next page. Trump tweeted, "Can you believe that shifty Adam Schiff, the biggest leaker in D.C. and a corrupt politician, is upset that we didn't inform him before we raided and killed the #1 terrorist in the world? Wouldn't be surprised if the do-nothing Democrats impeach me over that. Drain the swamp." Let's move on to the next page. Kevin McCarthy tweeted this, GOP leader. "It's been 34 days since Nancy Pelosi unilaterally declared her impeachment inquiry. Today's backtracking is an admission that this process has been botched from the start. We will not legitimize the Schiff-Pelosi sham impeachment." Okay? Let's move on to the next page. Mark Meadows tweeted this: "We've just learned House Democrats are moving the public impeachment hearings to the Intelligence Committee, taking it out of the normal jurisdiction Judiciary Committee, cutting out GOP members who have spent the majority of time questioning witnesses till now. This is a sham." Let's move on. Paul Sperry tweeted this: "Remember when Obama wouldn't show photos of Osama's corpse and gave him an Islamic burial? You remember all that? Washing and wrapping his body in white linens. So Obama did everything he can do to Osama bin Laden when he died, all the proper treatment and all that kind of thing. I don't understand why. This guy is a murderer. He killed more than 3,000 people during 9/11. I just don't. I think just Obama has been one of the worst. I think he is the worst president. He is just so corrupt. He wiretapped Trump. I think he knew all of that. The Obama administration wiretapped him, and that pretty much says everything about him, right? I mean, this is coming from a person. I supported Obama back in 2008 and 2012. So this is beyond disappointment, regarding 44. But anyway, we were told, he continues, "We were told we had to respect the 9/11 fiend's faith. Yet for years, Obama told us Osama didn't represent Islam. So why honor his faith on death in the first place, right?" Let's go on to the next page. Charlie Kirk tweeted this: "This is our daily reminder that Barack Obama released 5 Taliban terrorists." Where are the mainstream media on this, okay? How come they don't spread this narrative 3 years long, rather than focusing on this Russia collusion conspiracy theory? "This is your daily reminder that Barack Obama released 5 Taliban terrorists from Guantanamo Bay in exchange for American trader Bo Bergdahl." You all remember him, right? A traitor. "Did Barack Obama notify congressional leaders prior to this prisoner swap? The answer is no. Where was the MSM outrage then?" So the MSM and the Democrats, they're angry that Trump didn't tip them first before he got rid of al-Baghdadi. Of course, if I'm President Trump, I wouldn't, because they're going to leak like hell. That's why the Democrats are acting like traitors. So that's why Trump cannot rely on them. I wouldn't give any information if they act like that, right? Would you reveal information to Adam Schiff or Nancy Pelosi? Of course not, right? Let's move on to the next page. Sarah A. Carter tweeted this: "House Democrats to hold vote on impeachment proceedings this week." I just told you that, and let's move on to the next page. Sean Hannity. This was top news on Fox News. Hannity reports on alleged FISA abuse and origins of Russia probe will shock the conscience and soul of the nation. Okay, it should, right? I think William Barr I predict this, William Barr will announce to the world that it seems like President Obama knew all this whole thing. He knew about all this, what Peter Strzok and Lisa Page did, I already told you the text messages between them, right? That the White House wanted to be updated every single thing regarding this whole wiretap thing, right? I think it's going to get revealed. And it's going to also get revealed that other countries like Italy, Australia, Great Britain were also involved. And William Barr would announce to the world, I'm just predicting, okay, that those intelligence agencies, the countries that I just narrated, that I just told you, that they would reveal, yeah, we were asked to wiretap all these people, you know. I think that's what's going to happen. So I don't know how the mainstream media, how the New York Times, Washington Post, and CNN of the world are going to spin this. I just don't see how they're going to spin this. But let's see, you know, since there's such spin masters, we also saw how they spun the news regarding Trump taking out al-Baghdadi, right? How American troops took him out. Well, they spun it all kinds of ways that, you know, Trump is still bad. You know, how can you even come up with that? I just don't understand. These people are just suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. They're out of control. They're not journalists. They're propaganda people out there, just spreading Democratic. I don't know. I don't even think that it's Democratic talking points. These deep state talking points out there, and having the Washington D.C. elites. They just want their lives to be status quo. They don't want it to be disrupted by this individual called President Donald Trump. You know, they just want status quo. Okay. And the whole truth is gonna come out. I believe that. I think William Barr is a righteous man. I believe John Durham is a righteous man. U.S. District Attorney John Durham from Connecticut. You know, he worked. By the way, he worked under Eric Holder, okay? Former AG Eric Holder. So don't say that he's partisan, okay? He is not a partisan person. I'm talking about John Durham. And you know what Representative Jordan said about the House impeachment vote? It won't change anything. It's just Democrats putting lipstick on the pig, okay? Let's move on to the next page. Trump tweeted this, 95% approval rating in the Republican Party, a record, thank you. You're not going to be able to impeach him with that kind of popularity in his own party, okay? Let's move on. Supposedly, according to the corrupt media, the Ukraine call concerned, I just said this, right? Concerned today's Never Trumper witness. Was he on the same call that I was? Can't be possible. Please ask him to read the transcript of the call with Chun. Okay, let's go on. The do-nothing Democrats are working hard to make everyone forget the best economy ever, the monumental weekend raid, tax cuts, the rebuilding of our military. The impeachment hoax is a disgrace. Read the transcript. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's move on to the next page. I think we already done this. Is this the last page? Oh, okay. I think we finished all the Twitter feeds. There's one more. Okay, Dan Bongino. He was a Secret Service guy. I think he worked for Obama. But he got so disgusted. I don't know what kind of things he saw in the White House. But he got out. I think he was a former New York. He was an officer for the NYPD, and he has his own show. Okay, so let's go back. I didn't read it yet. So he released a book. He tweeted this: "My new book nails Brennan." Meaning John Brennan, the former CIA director. It blows the doors off of his scheme to, in conjunction with the Obama White House, pressure the FBI to investigate Trump. It'll open your eyes to his games and why he's panicking right now, okay? He's panicking. Brennan is panicking. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Okay, Molly Hemingway, right, from the Federalist. She tweeted this. The plot against the president, the true story of how Congressman Devin Nunes uncovered the biggest political scandal in United States history, exposing the Russia collusion hoax, isn't even officially out yet, and it's #1 at Amazon, which means people are awakening to the truth, okay? This is great news. Congrats, Lee Smith. He's the author of this book. It comes out tomorrow. So she tweeted this 28th, so I think it came out today. So anybody interested, they should check it out. Okay, well, that's our show for today. Our show is not about left or right. It's about being right or wrong. To stay up to date with our latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.